Hi, this is Greg Rempe, host of the Barbecue Central Radio Show. And you are listening to BCRN, all barbecue and grilling all the time.
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and... Oh, should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Welcome to the Barbecue Central Show, the show where we talk about all things that are important in the world of barbecue. From big-name interviews with competitors on the barbecue circuit, grill manufacturers and pit makers, to advice on cooking brisket and ribs. You'll find it all right here on the Barbecue Central Show. Your host, Greg Rempe, is a backyard barbecue and grilling fanatic and loves to talk about his passion, which many of us share together. You can learn more about barbecue and grilling by visiting the website, thebbqcentral.com. Now, let's get in the smoke. Here's your program host, Greg Rempe.
And a very good evening to you. Welcome to the Barbecue Central Show. Yeah, it's the show that talks about all things important to the world of barbecue and grilling. Centralites, how's your life? Wow, thought I had the right intro set there, and it was a fool of me. Oh, see, now we've done it. All right, hold on one second here. Where's the regular minutes here? It's all gone. All right, well, I'll have to figure it out. Hey, guess what? Welcome to the Barbecue Central Show, folks. Yeah, it's the show that talks about all things important to the world of barbecue and grilling. And I am your program host, Greg Rempe. Thanks for joining me tonight. Happy to have you aboard as always. Let me give you some contact information in case you want to jump in on the show tonight. Let me give you the toll-free number. I've been doing that the last couple weeks. I got that toll-free number, and it's like I don't want to give it out. I want to keep it to myself. Toll-free number, 877-448-0433, 877-448-0433, or you can dial us up on the email address, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Those are the two ways to get in touch with the show. Here's what's happening coming up tonight. 14 past the hour, which is about 12 minutes from now. Robert Magee from Munchin Hogs at the Hilton is going to be joining me. We're going to be talking some competition barbecue. We'll be talking about getting some tips out to the people that are backyard warriors, want to improve their barbecue as well. Robert has been one of the top competitors on the barbecue circuit for the last 3-4 years running. He was Team of the Year in 2008, so he certainly knows what he's doing. He's been a panel member on some roundtables, and I've had him on before, so look for Robert Magee about 14 past the hour. Segment after that, third segment, Scott Roberts, his monthly recurring role as the barbecue sauce and barbecue rub expert, will be coming on to share 2 new barbecue sauces to review, and he will be reviewing a barbecue rub as well. This seems to be quite the popular segment as it grows because, look, I mean, there's like 1 billion sauces and rubs out there right now, and who has the money to sit there and just potentially waste? I mean, nothing worse than spending money on something that you think is going to be really awesome, only to be taken aback, run amok, and whatnot in regards to having that stuff blow up in your face. It's never good. So why not leave it to an expert that can review some stuff? And that is our man, Scott Roberts, and you can find him at scottrobertsweb.com. Scott's also a big chili head. He loves the hot stuff, and he does sauces. He's actually started I believe he calls it the Firecast, which is where you can see him on video. He does live tasting, well, not live, but he does taped tastings, almost redundant tape tastings of hot sauces. So you can see if they're really hot, you can see his face catch on fire. It's fun. So look for Scott Roberts, 34 past the hour. Of course, we have the 4-segment free-for-all after that with your Hall of Fame broadcast host, Harry Carey from the Historied Chicago Cubs. You can win the wood smoke products from Greenleaf Barbecue. We have the El Capitan Santa Maria style barbecue seasoning from Richard Fuller and the folks over at SB Spice Company. SBSpiceCompany.com is the website for that. That's great rub, succulent rub. I love it. And then the barbecue hooks, the Easy Hook from bbqhooks.com. Marcia Fox and the good folks over there as well. So a veritable cornucopia of prizes for you to win. After dark, we've reloaded at 10 o'clock, 10:05 Eastern Standard Time, right around thereabouts. We will reload Joey Chestnut. I have been in correspondence with him throughout the week. I just texted him about 3 or 4 hours ago. He is locked in for tonight. So we'll get the recap of the July 4th Nathan's world-famous hot dog eating contest, which is long assumed to be the best and most anticipated competitive eating competition during the course of the calendar year. 8 days later, on the 12th, he beat everybody that competed in the barbecue rib eating contest, so we'll talk about that as well. I mean, the dude eats a lot of calories, believe it. So look for Joey Chestnut coming up at 10:05 Eastern Standard Time, or about an hour from now. 2 new sponsors to the show that I did want to take some time to mention here in the open. One started last week, and you've heard their commercials on air. You've heard me give them the bump in. BBQTeamsOnline.com, BBQTeamsOnline.com. That's Mike Ryan over there. He's the owner. Look, I mean, if you're a competitive barbecuer, if you are a team that has kind of been toiling with the fact that if you want to put a website up or not, I mean, why wouldn't you want to put a website up right now? It's safe to say at this point that the internet is not a fad. It's not going away next week. It's not something that people will grow weary of in the next 3 or 4 or 6 months, and it will soon dry up and go away. I mean, the internet has porno in it, so it's going to be around forever. And on top of the porno, there is a multitude of other information that you get your hands on, and there's certainly a place and a niche for the teams out there in the barbecue circuit and the barbecue world. And BBQ Teams Online can really help you be efficient and effective. They make custom websites for each and every team. You can list all the stuff as far as events where you're going to be at on their calendar. You can post pictures, updates for how you are doing, all that great stuff. Maybe you already own a domain, but you're looking to have something a little bit more user-friendly. It's really the best place to go for a low monthly fee. BBQTeamsOnline.com will help you out, will get you something that is very customized and specific to your specific team, to the logo, and to what your brand is. A lot of brands out there these days. So check them out, BBQTeamsOnline.com. The next newest sponsor to the show is the Taste of the Deerfield Valley. CelebrateTheValley.com is the website, and I have been corresponding back and forth with Celeste Dwyer. And this is a great time for those people, especially up in the northeastern part of the country. This actually takes place in Vermont. And this year, they're actually going to have famed barbecue star expert Myron Mixon. He's going to be hosting a very exclusive VIP barbecue lessons and beer pairings one night, and then the following day he's going to be going ahead and showing some even more barbecue demonstrations. And packages start at $159 per person, which is, you know, if you have ever thought about attending one of Myron's actual barbecue classes, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Taste of or the Celebrate the Valley is going to be similar to what something down at his house takes places, but if you are a backyard enthusiast, if you want to get to know what it's all about, then that is certainly something that you want to check out, especially if you're in the northeastern part of the country, or if you're looking for a vacation right about now and you're looking to get somewhere maybe a little bit more northeast regions of the country mid-September, then that's something that you want to take a look at. It's September 10th through 12th. And that is CelebrateTheValley.com, and it doesn't get any better than that to meet and hang out with one of the all-timers when it comes to barbecue. And as I've said before, in my opinion, the best competition barbecuer out there, because he goes from sanctioning body to sanctioning body, and he wins from sanctioning body to sanctioning body as well. And in my estimations, that's the true mark of a winner and somebody that knows how to get things done, because they're not just pigeonholing or staying with one sanctioning body as well. So Myron Mixon is going to be the headlining barbecue guy at CelebrateTheValley.com. That's the Taste of the Deerfield Valley, and they're going to be the named sponsor of the show here, at least for the next 4 weeks or so, depending on how things go. So I appreciate Celeste Dwyer actually searching the show out, thinking that it's a vehicle suitable enough for their particular event coming up September 10th through the 12th. So check it out. Again, that website is CelebrateTheValley.com. All right, one more quick note before we hit up our first break. First, we want to turn the music down. Got to tell you about the Ribolator. Look, folks, It's the best thing going right now, especially if you have a gas grill or maybe you have a kettle-style grill and you want to get out of that old doldrums of the spit-rodded motor where you can only do big pieces of meat or big pieces of chicken. You want a four-wheel, Ferris wheel, ingenuity of wonderment, then the Ribolator is the thing for you. You got 4 racks to choose from. You can cook 4 different things on 4 different racks, and it doesn't get any better. They start at $89.95 for the Ribolator. If you have a kettle, you can get the extender ring, you can get the spit rod, the motor, and the Ribolator, all to you for like $240. It doesn't get any better than that. It's a great price. Ribolator.com is the website. They're up and running to take your orders. I suggest you check them out. Maybe grab up 1 or 2. Pick one up for your buddy. Ribolator.com. We're coming back with Robert Magee from Munchin Hogs at the Hilton. It's the Barbecue Central Show right here on the Barbecue Central Radio Networks.
Barbecue fans travel from all over the country and the world to learn the secrets of real pit barbecue from Grand Champion Pitmaster Conrad Haskins. Now take your skills to the next level with a Barbecue Institute Pitmaster class. You'll learn how to make sauces, rubs, and smoke mouth-watering barbecue every time you cook. Your new skills will impress friends and family. Internet forums, blogs, and Facebook are full of success stories from our graduates. Upcoming classes locations include Rock City Rib Fest, Rochester, New York, Lexington, Massachusetts, Lang Factory Test Kitchen in Georgia, Fort Worth, Texas, Fredericksburg, Texas, Houston, Texas, Monroe, Washington, and Kennewick, Washington. For more information, class dates, and contests we'll be competing in, visit www.bbqclass.com. That's bbqclass.com.
Centralites, you having marriage troubles? Your kid's unruly and don't listen? Then you need the Ribolator, because great barbecue will always bring the family together, and the Ribolator always cooks great award-winning barbecue. You can try it free for 30 days, and if your family life doesn't improve, just send it back. Ribolator even pays return shipping. But you need to take that first step. Visit Ribolator.com to get started or call 206-999-0962. Don't you deserve a happy barbecue family?
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Welcome back. About 15 past the hour. This portion of the show, I'm sorry, the Barbecue Central Show is presented by the 5th annual Taste of the Deerfield Valley. Myron Mixon headlines this September in Vermont with a VIP dinner, cooking demonstration, food festival, and lots of delicious food. Secure your spots today by visiting CelebrateTheValley.com. CelebrateTheValley.com. Also, Yoder Smoky Mountain Barbecue, leading online distributor for Meadow Creek barbecue equipment. These barbecue smokers, pig roasters, and chick cookers are handcrafted in the Amish country of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Goals to give you outstanding value for the price. Also carrying a complete line of rubs and sauces. SeriousBBQs.com. SeriousBBQs.com is their website. All right. Joining me now, or perhaps I should say, let's race over to the hotline. And joining me now is a man, lots of competition experience here. And let's go ahead and bring him up right here on the phone. It's Robert Magee from Munchin Hogs at the Hilton. Robert, how are you tonight, buddy? Robert.
Get that big stuff out of here.
No Robert. All right. Let's try the other. Let's try the other phone. What? Hang up. There we go. Here we go. Let's try this one. That was Robert's home. We'll try Robert's cell phone. See if that works. Nothing like being on time for the interview. That's what I always say. I think if he doesn't answer, I'm going to get a complex.
This is Rob. Leave a message.
Record your message after.
Hey, Rob, remember the interview you were supposed to have? Remember that one? No, I guess you don't remember that one. That's all right. Boy, looking real good right about now, friends. Let's see. Is that still the mobile? No? All right. Let's try the home back again. Why not? Let's see if we can't get temporary restraining orders filed against us. Nothing better than that. Here we go. Stand by. Calling Robert Magee's Munchin Hogs at the Hilton. Don't forget, 4-segment free-for-all coming up end of the show for your chance to win El Capitan's Santa Maria-style barbecue rub. Also, barbecue hooks. Or easy hooks from bbqhooks.com, of course.
You've reached 913-341-8689.
I've reached my limit.
Sorry, we missed your call.
Please leave a message.
It's one of those messages. Come on, give me a break. All right, Robert Magee is on the clock. So depending on where he falls in, he may or may not be joining us here for the rest of the segment. But that's all right. So here's what we'll do instead. I will go ahead and fill. Here's what I want to say. Look, I get a number of emails over the course of the week from new people looking to jump into barbecue, looking to jump into the grilling aspect of things. And, of course, the natural question is, what do I want to buy for a first cooker? And it's very simple for me. It depends. Look, I've said it in a number of shows, and if you go back to the very first shows that ever existed here, on the live shows at least, I did a big opening 3 weeks, maybe it was, of the various cookers, various price ranges, and what you want. So when you're looking to buy a cooker, especially for the folks that are looking to get into something, remember one thing. You get what you pay for. So if you're going to buy a $50 cooker, especially if it's charcoal, you can pretty much assure that it's going to suck. And there's a very good potential that if you're not handy and you're not very web savvy to go out and find some modifications that you're going to want to do to that cooker, and I'll reference it right off the bat. It's the Brinkman, the El Cheapo Brinkman, or the charbroil type cookers. Those are really hard to keep temperature in because they're really not made very well. They're made on the cheap. And especially with charbroil, as we've heard from a number of experts here over the course of the years that we've been doing this show, lots of great ideas there, but when it comes to carrying through and making a quality item, it doesn't seem to really make the best overall product. So if you're going to spend $40 or $50 on a smoker, on a charcoal smoker, pretty much assume that you're either going to have to go search the web to make some modifications, if you're handy enough, because I'm not, to make that thing work almost average to where you're not turned off by the process of barbecue and grilling, because that's not what I want at all. I want people to enjoy the process so they keep learning and honing the skills, right? So I always recommend to look to budget $200, $300, $400 for that first cooker. And 3 or 4 years ago, the brand that I would sit here and recommend for everybody to start off with, which would be the Weber Smoky Mountain, was like a $225 or $250 model, and it was spectacular. It didn't come with a lot of bells and whistles. You had to use your own external thermometer unless, again, you were handy and you could drill your holes in there. I've always felt weird about drilling holes in any of my cookers. But, I mean, why not? So that way you're at least able to get a accurate temperature as far as what the pit is carrying. But this thing was made for low and slow cooking, and it was made to do just that. And the rack size and the capacity was very good. It has 2 cooking levels. So unless you're a family of 20, and even then it could probably feed a family of 20 depending on what you were cooking, it's something that can feed your immediate family and probably a good small handful of friends as well. It's very, very user-friendly. It holds temperature very well. And if you look out on the competition circuit, I would venture to say that there is a very large percentage of folks out there that actually have a Weber Smoky Mountain or 2 or 3 in their arsenal as far as cookers are concerned when they're out there competing, because they know it's a set it and forget it type cooker. Of course, you could go and add a Barbecue Guru automatic peak temperature control device onto that, and it's even more set it and forget it. It's basically, as long as you know how to start the fire and turn a few knobs, you're ready to go. So Weber Smoky Mountain is definitely my smoker of choice for the least amount of money. Now, if you have a no money or there's no concern about money, well, then it's up to you. I mean, do you want charcoal? Do you want a wood burner or a stick burner? And do you want one of those cabinet style cookers like a Fast Eddie or Stumps or a spice wine cooker, or one of those. Those are charcoal driven with wood chunks for smoke flavor. But they're certainly getting our backwoods. Those are definitely up there in the price range when compared to a Weber Smoky Mountain. But, different strokes for different folks. So, at that point, you're looking at close models. You're looking at gator pits. You're looking at Jambo pits. If you're a competitor, if you're really looking for a flashy paint job and something that performs very well. The cabinet smokers, again, it's a backwoods. It's a spice wine. It's a stump smoker. It's a fast eddy cooker, which is a pellet cooker, of course. And those are just a few that top of it. Now, I think the cooker that everybody needs to have in their arsenal, and this is what I write back ultimately when it comes down to cookers, and especially if people are looking for multiple items. Because, look, if you're really if you're really starting to get into the barbecue thing, if you've been grilling for a while like I had prior to learning about barbecue and getting my first smoker, having a number of different items to choose from not only is hellaciously cool, but you can do a bunch of different stuff on a bunch of different cookers depending on what kind of a party or gathering or social event that you're hosting. If you have a big offset cooker, you can do a number of bigger meats in there. If you have kettle grills, you can do, or gas grill, you can do quick grilling in there. If you have other charcoal grills that are available, you can do vegetables and stuff. And I mean, you can have 4, 5, 6 grills going at one time, and as long as you know how to manage them. Not only do you look like a king of the barbecue and the grill, you're able to not have to heat up the inside of the house, which is key, especially at this point of the year. So I always recommend that if you're going to get a cooker, a smoker, you decide on which one you're going to get. But regardless of all of that, go ahead and pick up a Weber kettle grill, a charcoal grill. Do yourself a favor because you can do so many different things on the Weber kettle grills. They have been a top-performing grill forever. They're the best-selling grill in the whole world when it comes to charcoal grills. And their performance is second to none. The Weber customer service has been superior for years and years. The warranty on those cookers, on everything they make, is far superior than anything else. And the fact that the charcoal cooker gives you such diversity when you're cooking, you can do indirect grilling for chicken and stuff. You can really ramp it up and leave the lid off for high searing temperatures if you want to do steaks and burgers, or if you want to just get a nice sear on whatever piece of meat or fish that you're cooking. You can leave it open and then you can move it off. You can look, once you learn how to stage the charcoal, you can pretty much do anything you want. You can do searing on one side. You can set it up for a single layer in the middle to do some finished direct cooking, and then you can leave an open zone all the way to the far left or far right, depending on where you're looking at the grill, for fires or just for indirect grilling. Because the majority of my stuff that I do on the kettle is indirect. I might start it indirect, or I might start it direct, or I might finish it direct, depending on what exactly I'm cooking or what method of cooking that I'm doing. But there is always an open spot on the grill, and probably, if I'm being honest, the majority of the time, the meat that I'm cooking is hanging out there and just getting that indirect heat. And the fact that that nice dome-shaped lid allows you to get that convection heat, you can do so much stuff. And if you're looking at these kettle grills after listening to this, don't skimp out. Don't cheap out and get the silver model, that 18-inch. Don't do it to yourself. Make sure you get the 22.5-inch Weber kettle grill at a minimum. They do make the 26 or 26.5-inch Weber kettle grills now. Certainly when we're talking about grilling and when we're talking about indirect grilling, bigger, better. You have bigger grill grates. You can put more meat on there, which gives you more meat capacity and a more yielding meat to serve at your particular gathering. So why wouldn't you want to take a look? And really, the price difference between an 18 and a 22.5-inch may be $20 or $30. It is so minuscule. And the rewards and the efficiency and the effectiveness that you will get between the two is like night and day. So get the gold. And now, as far as ash catchers and stuff like that, those are bells and whistles that you want to consider yourself. I do have the One Touch Gold that I got for Christmas a couple years ago, thanks to my lovely wife. Thank you. And it's really between that grill and the Bubba Keg grill, those are the two that I use the most when it comes to amount of time I spend firing it up and cooking it. The Close is a different beast altogether because it is a wood burner. So as long as I have the time and I know I'm going to be barbecuing something I will choose to use the close because it's just kind of like that old-fashioned and tried, true, authentic way to cook stuff. If I don't want to mess around with it, I'm going to fire up the twin WSMs and do it that way as well because I know I can just kind of get it going, get it up to temperature very easily, and it will stay there. I don't have to sit there and babysit it like I have to do with the close and feeding it those sticks every 45 minutes to an hour or hour and 15 minutes depending on what the weather is like outside and what kind of a draft I have and what kind of wind that I have going for that cooker as well. So add, or buy, if you have nothing and you're just looking to start buying, buy a Weber kettle grill. You can actually do some higher heat. This is going to sound contradictory, but you can actually do some higher heat, low cooking on that as well. It's not going to sit there and hold like 225 degrees forever just because it's not made to do that. Weber has done the product research and engineering to make the kettle grill more of an effective indirect or high heat cooker. In the Weber Smoky Mountain, while you can grill on that, is definitely made for more indirect, low and slow barbecue temperatures between that 225 to 250 range. You can take the water pan out, ramp it up a little bit. But look, these were made to do certain things. So why not have a Weber Smoky Mountain for your barbecue exploits and Weber Kettle Grill for your higher temperature steaks and burgers and hot dogs or your spatchcock chickens, and use it indirect because indirect grilling is really something that you want to master because it actually makes you look like more of a hero than you actually might be. And really, there's nothing better than that is to be the hero that you may or may not be. So check it out. All right, we are going to step away here just for a few more minutes, and when we come back, we will raise up Scott.
Going from site to site
Are
to get
you
all your
kidding
barbecue.
me? What happened here? Where's my music? I'm going to put that music on. All right, when we come back, we will hit up Scott Roberts. He will be doing some barbecue sauce and barbecue rub reviews for your listening pleasure. And then 10 o'clock, 10:05 Eastern Standard Time, we will be having Joey Chestnut talking about the eating competitions that he's taken in. Don't forget about the 4-segment free-for-all coming up after Scott Roberts. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show right here on the Barbecue Central Radio Networks.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Hey, gang, right here to talk about bbqteamsonline.com. Do you have a website? Get your barbecue team online. Visit bbqteamsonline.com for a high-quality, professionally made, fully customizable website. Easily display your team's upcoming events, start your very own online store, post event results, and show off those award-winning ribs in your photo gallery. Get your team online today by going to bbqteamsonline.com. Visit today.
Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
And welcome back, 36 past the hour. This is the Barbecue Central Show presented by the 5th annual Taste of the Deerfield Valley. Myron Mixon headlines this September in Vermont with a VIP dinner cooking demonstration, food festival, lots of delicious food to be eaten for sure. Secure your spot today by visiting CelebrateTheValley.com. Also, the good folks at the Barbecue Guru, makers of automatic pit temperature control devices, not to mention a host of other products that make your barbecue and grilling life easier. Check them out, thebbqguru.com, or call them toll-free, 800-288-GURU. All right, let's go ahead and race over the hotline. Joining me now, monthly contributor and friend of the show and sauce expert extraordinaire, Scott Roberts. Scott, what's up, buddy?
Oh, how's it going, Greg?
Well, hey, I think this is the third show in a row where I've lost a guest. So we will continue to press through. Of course, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I could rely on Scott Roberts from ScottRobertsWeb.com. So before we get into what we're going to be reviewing tonight, Scott, how about a little update on what's happening over in your neck of the woods?
Okay. One thing, I've started I guess you would call it a podcast. It's more just like a 10-minute video show called the Weekly Firecast. You can either get there from my website, ScottRobertsWeb.com, or I also have the domain weeklyfirecast.com. I just basically review and cover whatever is interesting to me at the time. Taste hot sauces, talk about barbecue and whatnot. Just kind of a hodgepodge of different things to fit into like a 10-minute YouTube video.
There you go. So I saw the first one, and it looked like it went over pretty well. Is that like a green screen behind you, or are you actually in that kind of a nerded out area?
That's a big secret.
Okay. That means green screen. Okay. So we have you on every month to review some barbecue sauces and some barbecue rubs, and we will go ahead and start with the sauces. This is interesting enough, the one we're going to start with out tonight, because I'm actually going to have these guys on next week. It's the Pork Barrel Barbecue All-American. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the rub. I'm reading poorly, so we'll skip that one, and we'll go to. Let's start with the Pepperhead BBQ. I'm sorry, the Pepperhead Big Red BBQ sauce.
Okay. Anyway, Pepperhead is a California company. The guy out there, he grows chili peppers. He's a photographer, but he also makes some chili rubs, all kinds of seasonings and hot sauces. This is his barbecue sauce. Now, the sauce itself, called Big Red, I would say it's a sweet and tangy mix. Of course, you had the smoky chipotle flavor in there. It has a nice natural smoky taste, not from the artificial smoke, but from the chipotles itself. I really enjoy that. I like the sauce, but I have had mixed feelings about the applications. I found it to be great on pork, but only so-so on things like brisket and chicken. I've also tried it on burgers, dogs, you name it. It really didn't wow me. For some reason, pork, it just did really, really well on.
Now, assuming, or should anybody assume that because it has the name Pepperhead that the sauce is going to have some type of heat associated with it?
There is a little bit of heat. Like I've said before, if I recommend a sauce or a rub that has heat on the show, it's not going to, burn your mouth out. It does have a little bit of heat. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 5, it's probably 1.5 or 2.
All right, so certainly not that amount of heat to, as you said, blow your mouth out. Where can you go get it, and what kind of a price point are we looking at for this one?
Okay, this one is pepperhead.com, not pepper, E-R, but P-E-P-P-A head.com. The price is $6.95. As always, whenever you shop online, you're going to pay a nice, hefty shipping fee. It comes out to I calculated for my neck of the woods, and it came up to about $12.55
for one bottle.
Just for one bottle of hot sauce. They do have a deal where you can get the sauce and the Big Red rub, and it works out to where you basically get the rub for free shipping. So you may want to look into that if you're interested in this.
All right, so that's the Pepperhead Big Red BBQ sauce on our very customized scale here on the Barbecue Central show for grading. What do you give this one?
I would have to give this, because I found it limiting, a backyard griller rating.
All right, so probably one of the lowest ones we've actually had here since we've instituted the new scoring system here for sauces and rubs. So we get the backyard griller, $6.95, and then around about $13 when shipping is included there for one bottle. So we'll move on from that to the Ott's Silver Dollar City 50th Anniversary Honey Blackberry Barbecue Sauce. Holy mackerel.
That's quite a mouthful, yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
This one is only available at the theme park Silver Dollar City. It's in by Branson in southern Missouri. If for any reason anyone that's listening to this is in the Kansas City area, Springfield, Missouri, St. Louis, maybe Oklahoma or whatever, if they're vacationing, they definitely want to take a look at this. It's sold just about everywhere in a theme park. That's what Silver Dollar City is. I don't know if I explained that. But it's a very no-frills I guess if you would look for something sweet and fruity and tangy, it's straight ahead that.
What does it work well on, do you think?
It was incredible on pork. And I just recorded the video a couple days ago. I tried this for the first time, and I was completely blown away by it, how good it was.
Is that good?
It's very good on that.
What about like chicken or brisket, or have you not gone out of the box to try it on some other stuff?
I tried it on chicken. It was pretty good. I have not tried brisket or anything else like that. If you like those kind of really sweet, it's almost richly sweet, but in a fruity and tangy way.
Sweet in a fruity and tangy way. I love you way you said.
That's right. Yeah, mixing up little adjectives there.
There you go.
You'll definitely want to check this out.
All right. Well, price point and where can you buy it? Can you buy it if you're not in the theme park?
You actually cannot. I talked to Ott's Foods, who makes this, a couple months ago, and they kind of hinted at if it's a success in a theme park, they'll put it online at their website at ottfoods.com. For now, you're stuck with buying it there. It's an absolute steal. It's around $2.
Wow. So very inexpensive.
207 what's tax.
Yeah, very inexpensive to buy. What kind of a theme park is Silver Dollar? Is it like a Cedar Point or with rides and roller coasters and stuff like that, or something different?
It has some of those, some water rides. It has like an 1880s theme to it. Mm-hmm. Kind of like an old Ozark hillbilly type thing running through it.
Ah, love that. Love the hillbillies.
Craftsman, yeah.
There you go. All right, so on a scale of on our unique scoring system scale, what do you give this one?
I would give this a top 10 call.
Wow. All right. So, and again, price point has got to play a factor in here. If you're able to pick it up within the confines of Silver Dollar as well at $2, $2.10 or whatever it is. So that's a very good rating, and again, very good on pork. We move to the spice rub section of the interview, and again, like I said before, when I misspoke, I'm going to actually be having these guys here on the show next week. It's Pork Barrel Barbecue's All-American Spice Rub. What can you tell us about that?
Of course, Pork Barrel, they're fellow Missourians of mine. They moved to the Washington, D.C. area several years ago. They started barbecue, and, I tried a couple other sauces. Very good. I love this rub, though. It's just a wonderfully balanced blend. It's spicy, but it's also salty and savory. But I would say the only thing it's not is overly sweet. It's probably not the greatest rub I've ever encountered, but it does a killer job on just about everything I've tried it on.
What do you think it works best with?
I have not decided yet.
Oh, so you can take that as potentially it works pretty good on basically everything then.
That's correct. Yeah, if you're looking for something all-purpose, a good utilitarian seasoning, then this is it.
And this is Pork Barrel BBQ All-American Spice Rub. Where can you pick it up, and what's the price point?
Okay, you can pick this up at porkbarrelbbq.com. It's $5.99. There, of course, as a lot of sites have, there's different packages if you order, multiple bottles or jars of it. But I would definitely say it's worth it at $5.99. And the rating I would give this is another top 10 call.
All right, so 2 out of the 3 really are worth the purchase, especially if you're a Silver Dollar City, definitely worth the purchase, and then worth the purchase there for Pork Barrel BBQ All-American Spice Rub as well. Now, there was a note that you had passed me along here earlier in the week that you wanted to make a correction on from last show in April, so go ahead and let us know about that.
Okay. Anyway, Scott Ross of the original Ross sauces told me I'd made just a little boo-boo. I said that a bottle of his sauce was $6 for a 3-ounce bottle. It is, in fact, a 16-ounce bottle for that. So I want to apologize to Scott for that. And you can pick his products up at GreatScottSauces.com.
All right, so we have the Pork Barrel BBQ All-American Spice Rub, and then we have the Ott Silver Dollar City 50th anniversary honey blackberry barbecue sauce and the Pepperhead Big Red barbecue sauce. And, of course, this is Scott Roberts from ScottRobertsWeb.com, our monthly expert reviewer for all things that are barbecue sauce and barbecue rub related. Scott, and, of course, I always appreciate you taking the time to do this for us, and we'll look for you again next month.
Well, thank you, Greg. It's always a pleasure.
All right, take care. There he is. On time. I love on time, baby. Yeah, Scott Roberts, ScottRobertsWeb.com. Check him out on his Firecast. Always funny to see a guy sit there in front of a camera taping himself what could potentially be a spoonful of napalm lighting up his mouth. I want to see the YouTube of what happens when it's really hot the next day. What? 4-segment free-for-all time, bitches. 877-448-0433 for your chance to win cool free stuff. It's Rempy and you right here on the Barbecue Central radio show.
barbecue champion and star of TLC's Barbecue Pitmasters, Myron Mixon, headlines this September 10th through the 12th at the 5th Annual Taste of the Deerfield Valley in West Dover, Vermont. On Friday, Myron Mixon will demonstrate his world-famous barbecue at a VIP dinner and beer pairing at the gorgeous Hermitage Inn. On Saturday, Myron and former New England Culinary Institute executive chef Robert will be demonstrating their cooking skills at Mount Snow Resort. The popular Taste of the Deerfield Valley Food Festival, featuring live music, craft show, and taste from over a dozen of the best restaurants in the Mount Snow area, follows their demonstrations. Packages, including tickets and 2 nights lodging, start at just $159 per person. A portion of the proceeds will go to the Junior Iron Chef program. For more information or to purchase advance tickets, visit CelebrateTheValley.com. That's CelebrateTheValley.com. Sponsored in part by Celebrate the Valley, the town of Dover, G. Housen, 92.7 WKBT, Outside Television, Mount Snow Resort, and the Hermitage Inn. The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose, like ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-bay caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at TheBarbecueGuru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Introducing Cosmos Q. Cosmos injections and marinades use only the finest ingredients, and they mix easily, never clotting or caking. From our beef injection to our pork injection, you're guaranteed to wow your friends, family, and judges. And don't forget to check out our newest marinade, Cosmos Chicken Soak, for that moist and tender chicken you're gonna love. You can find all of Cosmos award-winning products at CosmosQ.com. Cosmos Q, the new generation. Taste the difference.